I want to bring up our Vietnam Veterans America President, Mike Korger. He is part of the color guard, and we honor and respect that they are always here for us and support us, and even on their day off, and they did a fantastic job yesterday, and they're back. So we're going to have Mike come up here and talk a little bit, and then after him, Rick Talford, who did the POW Secretary table, he will be up here to speak also. So, a big friend, he is our president of the Vietnam Veterans America Chapter 5 in Oak Park.
Thank you, Dennis. I got to start off with what happened to me this week. This is my third Vietnam Veterans Day event. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my fourth one. The first one was on Tuesday at the Ellie Phillips Senior Center in Eau Claire, and there was free food. So that was, I do anything for food. And on Friday, I went to Black River Falls to the Ho Chunk Nation. They had a special Vietnam Veterans Day ceremony there, and anybody who was a Vietnam veteran got a free jacket. It's got their Ho Chunk symbol on the front, and then on the back, it's got Vietnam veteran with some helicopter and other stuff on there. 1950. I can't make out that digit. 1950 something to 1975. So I made out there, and then yesterday at our Vietnam Veterans Day event at the Eagles Club in Halley, I really came out with this book that was presented to me and two others, and I'll let one of our speakers coming up here explain that. But this was totally unexpected for me, and I think the previous president that I succeeded deserves this more than me, but I'll accept it for him. Vietnam Veterans of America Incorporated is a national nonprofit corporation founded in 1978 in the United States that is committed to serving the needs of all veterans. There are 81,000 plus members, 500 plus chapters. VVA provides a community of fellowship with people who share your experiences, needs, and hopes for the future to help each other and all veterans. By the way, there's a lifetime membership now, has been greatly reduced. It's only $50. In case there's any Vietnam veterans here that are not a member and would be interested, only $50 for a lifetime membership. So that's something to take advantage of. The Associates Vietnam Veterans of America, which Rick Talford will be following me talking about, that so far their membership has not been reduced, but he will explain that he might explain that there's something in the works to get that down. So membership in the VVA is open to U.S. military veterans who served on active duty other than training purposes in Vietnam between February 28, 1961 and May 7, 1975, or in any duty location between August 5, 1964 and May 7th of 1975. I was researching this online last night, and I finally found some stable statistics on Vietnam veterans. As of 28 February 2019, last month, the Department of Defense says that there are 2.7 million who served in Vietnam. However, because of faulty record keeping, it could be as much as 3.1 million. So I've been hearing different figures, so 2.7 to 3.1 million. The American War Library said that those surviving right now, kept on hearing that it was less than 800,000, so now I got the figures. 610,000 survivors currently that were on the land or in the air above the land in Vietnam, 164,000 who were at sea, and 2,500 to 3,000 Air Force personnel in other countries who supported operations in Vietnam. So that figures out to be 777,000. So taking the lower figure of 2.7 million, 777,000 is all that are still with us. So once in a while, when I hear those figures and when I'm looking at the obituaries and I see anybody in their 60s or early 70s and I check, and there's Vietnam veterans in there, I check myself to make sure that I'm still here. So the odds are not so great to be a survivor. Let's see here. Chapter 5, VVA Chapter 5 currently has 120 VVA members and 20 associate VVA members. And our members come from 6 counties. Joe, is that right? 6 counties, I think? Yep, 6 counties.
We do have some that are on state presidents also.
Oh, okay. So we're kind of widespread. We're headquartered in Eau Claire at a VFW there on the west side of Eau Claire. Behind Menards West is where we normally meet. We are very active and support many veteran activities and community causes. Our main fundraiser, which is starting now, is an annual raffle that enables us to fund all of the activities we have, including scholarships, which, for an example, were at $500 each. There was a nursing scholarship. Let's see, that was $750, I believe. And then 2 other $500 scholarships. Right now, we are now going to have 4 $1,000 scholarships. 1 for nursing, 2 for regular scholarships, and then we're adding a 3rd one in honor of the president that I replaced, Dennis Werlein. That will be for military. What was the qualifications?
Military personnel.
Military personnel.
Whether male or female.
Okay. So, well, one of the big ways that we get to raise these funds, selling raffle tickets, is we have a VVA booth at a lot of county fairs and other community events. We go to as many as our availability of personnel is available. And of course, we do have a few of our members who go all out above and beyond the call of duty to be at almost every single one. But at these booths, besides selling raffle tickets, we also want to meet and greet all veterans and lend an ear, if necessary. Once we meet and greet them, lend an ear to any veterans that we meet. We hand out veterans literature, including referrals for help, or like for the high ground. We're there to sign up new members. We can always use new help, extra help. We give out free candy to kids. This last summer, we started giving out a free flag, free drawing for a free flag. It's not just selling raffle tickets. We're there to interact with all veterans and then to raise funds to help us to be able to be that active. So, there's one, here, it's camouflage. When you are a member of the VVA, you get the national magazine. It comes out once every 2 months. And lots of information in here. Current updates on Agent Orange, legislation, individual stories or unit stories. Very, very good magazine, once every 2 months. So this alone might be worth the $50. One sad fact that I saw when I was researching these statistics is that veteran groups estimate that there are 9 to 12 million Americans who fraudulently claim they served in Vietnam. And when there would be a maximum of only 3.1 million, that's kind of a staggering statistics there. But so that's why we require a DD 214, but DVA National requires a DD 214, but they said after 30 days of receiving it, they destroy it. So they don't want it original, they just want a copy because they're going to destroy it after they get all of their paperwork and filing done. So if anybody is interested in becoming a member, see Joe or me. Joe?
Mike, I want to add two things. One, we do take transfers. If you're a large member and you want to join a chapter, we're one of the bigger chapters in the area. My understanding is they are considering forming a chapter up in Superior, or Duluth area, or Superior. I'm not sure how far that's going, but that was my understanding. The second thing was, at our last membership meeting, most of you are aware of the DAV, Disabled American Veterans, the VFW, places like this, where if you are in need of support, such as, I can't pay my electric bill, or I can't pay this doctor bill, or something of that nature, we will do the same thing that other organizations are doing, where we will take care of that bill one time. All we need is the bill and a verification of that information. I'm with the local chapter 21 out of Eau Claire, and in the last 6 months we've taken and helped 2 veterans out because they had trouble paying their, one was, I think, well, both of them were electric bills. So we do the same thing. Our VVA decided to do somewhat similar to the same thing that a lot of the other organizations are doing. So it's something to think about.
Does that require DD 214 to show up? Prove you're a veteran?
I believe that's something I guess the chapter hasn't decided, or did we decide?
Yeah, that's in the details
Yeah.
that we have to decide on.
Right. But the ones that we did for the DAV, we knew they were veterans because people know them. So, we're going to look at some proof that you are a veteran. But again, we're there to help you out. That's some of that money that we raised goes to help those veterans. And by the way, if you want some tickets, I have some raffle
Okay. And that's able to Vietnam Veterans of America has 83,000 members. The more members we can get, like Mike told you that we're down below 800,000 now. But the more members we can get, that just gives us a little bit more push in Washington. If we can get up to 90 to 100,000 guys to join before we pass, we might get this Navy bill passed if we push our senators and congressmen and House of Reps. And we might even get S901 and HR 1769, House of Representatives 1769 and Senate 901. That's for the children of Vietnam vets. Agent Orange, sadly stays in the genes for about 7 generations. So we got to think about our kids. We got to keep them in our mind, because down the line they might need our help and we'll be gone again. The way you can help them is give them each a copy of your DD 214 and call your senator and your House of Reps. Get those bills passed.
Okay, I want to also advise you people sitting in the back room back there, your conversations are all being picked up by our main cameraman right there, so it's going to be on YouTube. So, thank you for your participation.
Keep your clothes on.
Because I can hear you way up here, so I know the camera's picking up every word you're saying, so please. Yes, Joe.
I want to add one more thing to the Vietnam veterans. At our last state meeting, the state is looking at the future of the Vietnam veterans. If you look at most of us in this room, I just turned 72.
68.
68.
71.
71.
75.
75.
73.
73. You give us another 10 years, and Chapter 5 probably will not be around as active as they are. The state is contemplating that type of a move to look at what are we going to do 10 years from now when we don't have the veterans that we need. So, you know, they're thinking ahead.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, sir. Okay, next I'd like to bring up Rick Talford. Appreciate it very much. Things that Rick has done for us. Rick is a non-veteran, although his son was a veteran. So if he wants to mention that, that's fine. But Rick is a good friend. He's been a true supporter for the AVVA, which I'll tell you about, and how to become a member and support our organization. So thank you, Rick.
So again, a little bit of information about the AVVA. We're associates of the Vietnam veterans. A lot of people believe that we're an auxiliary, where if you ask the organization itself, they say we're not an auxiliary. We are a separate organization itself. The Associates of the Vietnam Veterans of America are dedicated to advancing the work of the Vietnam veterans, whose motto is never again will one generation of veterans abandon another. We are devoted to continuing that concept with and for them, and we are deeply committed to the legislative efforts ensuring the rights of and the benefits of all veterans and their families. The AVVA is dedicated to the aggressive advancement of realistic goals while maintaining integrity and the spirit of unity that reflects the commitment of the VVA, and to all veterans of all eras, their families, and our communities. We accomplish this through cooperative projects and programs which facilitate, enhance, and improve communications with our members and the public. We encourage veterans of other than Vietnam eras to join, as our goals are in the best interest of all. Persons who qualify for membership with the VVA are accepted as non-voting dual members. And this is something you have, your membership for the VVA has gone down to $50 for lifetime. If you are interested in becoming an AVVA member as well, that is $50 also. The AVVA is a nonprofit organization. It's a 501c3. This will enable us to solicit funds and tax-deductible donations that will assist in our education of other programs. By being a 501c3, this will allow the AVVA to continue forward when the time comes that the VVA does not exist anymore. The AVVA has structured itself so that it can work with and support the values, goals, and the works of the VVA, as well as continue independently in the future. Our first AVVA National Liaison was in 1986. In 1998, became a turning point by the IRS. Numbers had grown large enough that the AVVA needed to become a sister organization. As defined, a sister organization is one that is dependent on the parent organization to exist. Now, a lot of states have become incorporated. This will allow those AVVAs to continue on even when the VVA does close down. Wisconsin is not one of them. We are unincorporated. So if for any reason our chapter ceases to exist, our AVVA will also cease to exist. In January of 1999, the AVVA became a separate organization from the VVA, but we have never separated ourselves in spirit or in our activities. We work alongside with our veterans as much as possible. I spend as much time as I can working with our local chapter, the High Ground. I drive for the DAV, for our band going up to the Minneapolis VA. I do a lot of this in honor of my son. And there ain't a better thing in the world I could be doing, in my mind. Wisconsin is part of Region 6, which is made up of 8 states in the central U.S. Nebraska, Missouri, Talford in North Dakota, Minnesota, Kansas, Iowa, are all part of Region 6. Currently, there are over 10,000 members in the AVVA. About 1,100 of those are in Region 6. A little over 300 are here in Wisconsin. So we do have a fair group that is out there working with the veterans on a regular basis. Our conventions are held at the same time as the national VVA conventions. Our leadership conferences are held the opposite years as the national convention. Our logo is an offset from the VVA logo, which is designed based on the Vietnam service ribbon. This was done to show the direct affiliation with and respect for the VVA. We added the rocker at the bottom saying "Together Always" as a promise to always work alongside the VVA. The AVVA flag uses the opposite base colors as the VVA flag to distinguish the two. Both flags are based on the colors of the Vietnam Service Medal. The 2019 National Convention will mark the 10th convention that the AVVA has taken part of, and it marks the 20th anniversary of the AVVA. In closing, the AVVA strives to ensure that all veterans obtain the honor, respect, and benefits they deserve. We lend our support and leadership to all veteran-related programs, community service, and social activities while remaining actively involved in our programs and educational endeavors ourselves. We are made up of veterans of all eras, family, and friends of Vietnam veterans. And on a personal side, I'd like to say thank you to every one of you veterans that are here.
Thank you, Rick. Awesome, it's good to know. Yes, Mike?
I'd like to mention, when I talked, I said we had a few of our members went above and beyond the call of duty. That's Rick.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Rick.
And we're going to recognize that here in just a minute. Matter of fact,